What is going on, guys? Okay, so today I thought I would upgrade my plasma cutter. This is a CT312, works absolutely great, but when I try and cut straight lines it can be a bit wobbly and inconsistent, so I decided to mount the torch on a motorized rail like this. This allows for the torch to cut in a perfect straight line at a very consistent speed, so let's get started. So here's how I designed my machine, very straightforward. This small DC motor spins this M8 threaded rod, pushing this cart back and forth. The plasma torch is bolted to the cart. The threaded rod is guided by two bearing blocks. This box controls the speed and the direction of the DC motor. So let's get building. Let's start by cutting the steel tubes and bars to the right length using the miter saw. Next, I could cut a few pieces out of this sheet of steel. The plasma cutter needs to be connected to a supply of compressed air. Here I'm going all the way up to 8 bar. This is a 1mm steel sheet. As you can see, here I'm clamping down a piece of wood to the sheet to act as a guide. This helps me move the torch in a fairly linear pattern, but as you can see, I'm moving at a very inconsistent speed. This results in a very rough surface finish. Now, although I can get away with cutting 1 or 2mm sheets with this technique, 6mm is a whole other story. So I tried cutting out a piece by hand. Some areas were cut just fine, but because of my inconsistent speed, some areas had huge holes and other spots had welded back shut, so it took a bunch of other passes and a lot of patience to completely separate the two pieces of steel. Of course, the surface finish was quite something. Luckily, it is quite easy to clean up with a hammer and a table grinder, it just takes a lot of time. And you see, this is exactly why I need to build a machine like this. Once I had everything cut to the right length, and after a quick polish to get rid of the rust and to make the rail nice and shiny, I could start building the machine. Cue the DIY montage. So a quick note about the rails. I used these 3D printed guides to precisely position the tubes. I'm only using tack welds to limit thermal warping as much as possible. To transfer the torque from this 24 volts DC motor to the threaded rod, I'll be using this flexible aluminium coupler. These are used to correct the angular and linear offsets between the motor shaft and the rod without any loss in torque, as I'll never be able to line them up perfectly. This board controls the speed of the motor using pulsed width modulation. What's nice with these is that they are able to reduce the speed without sacrificing too much torque. So everything was going exactly according to plan, until I tested it and discovered that the motor was way too weak. So I replaced it with a beefier motor that I salvaged from a 12 volt air compressor. It also came with a gear reductor which will significantly increase the torque. Of course, the speed will be reduced, but the motor on its own would have spun way too fast anyways. And it was time to cut some steel. This is the setup. I have the torch mounted on the rail. The torch is hooked up to the CT312. Here I'm cutting 1mm sheet. So the tests I'm running here are to determine ideal cut speeds. Too slow will result in the steel welding itself shut, and too fast will result in the plasma not having enough time to penetrate all the way through the steel. There are other factors too, like air supply pressure and amperage, which I'm cranking up all the way to keep things simple. Here's a good example of what happens when the speed is too high. As you can see, the plasma doesn't have enough time to penetrate all the way through, and even if it was, the plasma tends to get deflected and this results in a very unsquare cut. Now let's try 2 mil. Of course, for the same amperage, the travel speed needs to be reduced. And as you can see, it works just fine. And to be fair, this CT312 plasma cutter is an absolutely awesome piece of kit. It only costs around $230 US. It does TIG and stick welding. I put the link in the description if you want to check it out. So cutting through 6mm steel is really what I designed the rail for. And yeah, this one was quite the challenge, but as you can see, at the right speed, cuts through it like butter. And for comparison, this cut was done without the rail, and this one was done with the rail. Finally, let's try it on some aluminium. Again, cuts through it quite happily. Aluminium seems to give off these bright white sparks, which is quite interesting. So I'm really happy with this rail, and I'm definitely going to be using it in the near future. Thank you very much for watching the video. As usual, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Definitely subscribe for more videos just like this one, and I shall see you guys next time.